Hello and welcome to OFR GTS Season 5. This is Race 1 at La Major for Division 2, where they've been split off again in divisions. You've got Ash in the booth, and you've got in social media corner, we have Danny. Welcome, Danny.
Hello, this is a very unorthodox way of watching the race, but we will try to make it work.
Yes, and indeed, and we have people stuck in the pit lane already.
That's not really a good sign. It might look like a restart.
The practice start went off absolutely fine, and now all of a sudden we have two people stuck. So that's gone wrong. Just to go in the chat and say hello to who's in the chat already. We've got Proctor, iDev, Castle is in the chat as well. The GT Experiences in the chat. We'll have Smalley just being Smalley. Yep. And also Proctor's in the chat, and hello to you, Proctor. We are having people stuck, so I'm taking a guess, watching Ballboy and Dr. Robot here, that we're going to have a restart of quali perhaps.
Maybe, because if the practice start goes well and then in the normal race there's a problem, I think they should restart it, but we don't know what they're going to do.
Well, we'll do hello to... Yes, hello to you indeed, Proctor, my friend. We have Gwen's boys supporter in the chat. That's VR. Hello, VR. I know I might get told off if I don't say hello to VR. So hello to you.
It's our favorite fake Belgian guy.
People are carrying... It looks like it's carrying on.
It looks like they're not stopping, even though those two guys weren't able to start their qualifiers. Maybe they can try to delete the temporary data and come back even if they are starting dead last. It is better to start last than to not start at all. So.
Yeah, my only concern is with that though, that they might get stuck on the line.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
And people actually rejoin the chat now, rejoin the room now. I don't think there's any way around it. They're going to be... The only thing they may be able to do is complete qualifying, back out of the race, and then do the grid as per the qualifying order of the grid.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the only thing I can see.
That's also a possibility too. Maybe the fair one.
We'll have AJ in the chat as well. Hello, AJ. Sean's in the chat as well. And also Jay Hartman is in the chat as well. Yes, indeed. I think it should be a very, very interesting championship indeed. I think all three championships will be very interesting. Divisions 1, 2 and 3. I know, Danny, you had the first race of the season here on Wednesday. Finished 5th, I believe, in the end.
Yep.
And I said it on the stream at the time that I asked, and me and Robot both said it at the time, that we both think you've constantly the most improved driver consistently within OFR. And that is
an honour.
But it's a total truth. It's improvement week after week. That's got to be down to yourself.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's just basically not wanting to study and trying to race instead. But yes. And it is an honor to have that kind of recognition. It is good. And this track is really fun. I had a lot of fun with it. Robert said that it was a really fun track. It's obviously one of the made-up tracks in Gran Turismo. And it has one of the best corners in the game in that hairpin.
Ball Boy has just gone pole with what can... Sorry, I jumped over you, but...
What did you say? 56.5?
56.0 for first lap.
Oh, 0. Then we're seeing different times?
Straight away. And that's the second clear of anybody so far. You've got the real Tracy, Riccardo Patrese out there in second, followed swiftly by Doc Co-op. Bagpuss there in fourth. Bagpuss making a welcome full-time season return from last season. Good to see him back. Good to see him back racing. Tim's up there in fifth. Paitu, who's made the jump up from Division 3 to Division 2, he's sixth. Paitu is a very, very decent little runner. He could be one to watch out for as the season goes on. Grim in seventh with Rodden Pollock's. Rodden Pollock's back this season and in a very, very nice looking livery straight off there for Grim, who's very, very good at doing liveries, so I've seen them firsthand. Ben's up there in eighth, who's also made the jump up from Division, well, what was the Beginners' Cup, it's now Division 3. Mick up there in ninth, doing a good job. Sorry, no, 10th. Someone has just improved. Commentator extraordinaire, Robots up into 12th place at the minute. And then you've got Marco, who has yet to set a time by the looks of it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, almost everyone is now going for their second fast lap with new tires. So times are going to be way better now. Less fuel, new tires, better track. And that 56, I think, is going to be beaten either by Baldwin, who said it, or anyone else. All three guys up top can actually beat it, I think, in terms of pace.
Indeed. It's a very, very quick start to the season from Baldwin, who is a very, very quick driver, but he's had his issues with connections and this, that, and the other. But he's back racing now, and he set a very, very quick time very early on. Yes, Smalley, indeed.
Indeed. He's tuning on for D1 later, but I think it is...
It's nope, tuning's not allowed for D1 later, Sean.
Okay, so it's no tune in any division.
No tune in any division.
Yep. No, so the only thing that changes between divisions is the amount of assists allowed. In Beginners Cup we are allowed some assists, whether you use them is up to you. And I think from D2 up to D1 it is no traction, right?
Division 1 and 2 there's no traction allowed. Division 3 you're allowed traction.
Yep, so yeah, assists go down as you go up in the ranks. As in any OFR division like we do in F1 too.
Yeah, Divisions 1 and 2 is where we'll see what happens, and keep an eye on Riccardo Patrese's lap. He's in a Rodden Pollock sandwich at the minute, is Riccardo Patrese, so let's watch him come through this corner. You've got it. That's a difficult corner to get right. There, he's now going to come through what Mick would affectionately call the wibbly wobblies.
Wibbly twisty turnies.
The wibbly wobblies, twisty turnies.
Goes really well through there, lifting a little bit to not go out of track.
Yeah, now we're heading into a corner that it's affectionately known as Mick's Happy Place. It has another name, but we don't use that in the stream. Heading now through some more twisty turnies. round the corners. Tracy is 10th up on his own time. So let's see what happens now heading into the final few corners.
Yes, Molly, you can.
Heading into the final corner. This is, yes, what Tracy can do. He's gained time, but he's gained very, very little time. Tim's gone onto the front row. It's an excellent effort there from Tim.
Oh, and Tim gains him. 1/10 up on him.
Yeah, Doc Quop's gone 4th. Let's see, Thomas is coming across the line now. He goes, 2nd place. That's a vast improvement from Thomas as well. Marco improves to 7th. It's an excellent effort there from Marco. Robot doesn't improve. The last person to come through will be Ball Boy, but he's not going to improve on his lap. But he has pole anyways.
Yep. The thing is that you are a little bit ahead of me in terms of watching, so when you say that someone has made some laps, I am like 2 or 3 drivers behind you.
Yeah, that's understandable.
It's gonna be weird. But yeah, Ballboy sets pole then.
Ballboy's on pole and he's got Thomas alongside him. Tim and the real Tracy.
So great top 3.
So what they're going to do here, they are going to back out of this race and get the strugglers at the back of the grid. So then we can have a full grid.
Yeah, but they're going to obviously save the results of this qualifying, so Ballboy's lap doesn't go missing.
Oh yeah, they'll be definitely. We're getting people to back out, so this start doesn't mean diddly squat really. These people need to realise and back out. We're up to 27 viewers already.
Yep. I think yesterday on the D1 stream there was 50-something people watching at one point.
Yeah, there's already quite a few comments appearing already up to 53 comments, and the race hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when it comes live. I'll be here just reading them while you try to commentate the race. Try to add something, but being a little bit late in commentary is not something that people enjoy hearing.
Yeah, but then again, there's just to keep an eye on the comments, so just having a look through, we've got more games on. PRBR Anderson's on the chat, hello to you. Proctor's still around. We've got Iceman Kimmy in the chat, Tippy's in the chat, Phil Babbage is in the chat, hello Phil. Yeah, so that's still about the 64 comments already. I think the record for comments is over 500.
Yeah, I think that it was in one stream where lots of people said we're going to break the record and started typing.
Kimmy is collecting data, indeed. Indeed you are, my friend.
Yeah, data collection in this season with everyone having the same car and no setups allowed is going to be really important to watch at other people's races.
It will be. It'll be a data gathering for a lot of the Division 1 drivers and see what these drivers do in terms of strategy.
Yep, maybe they try something new. I was hearing that the most usual strategy is pit on lap 7.
Yeah, the top.
And again on lap 14.
Possibly. It's gonna be. I'm interested to see whether people do 2 or 3 stops, because if you're gonna do 2, the logical 2 stop would be laps 8 and 15.
Yep.
But ultimately, it's going to be down to which driver can look after their tyres the best.
And as we know, to look after tires, wheel users have a little bit of an advantage in that.
Yeah.
There's a couple of controller drivers in this division.
Yeah, there's a few drivers who are controllers. I'm personally, I'm on the wheel. I know you're on the controller, Danny. There's a few others who are on the wheel. So I think it varies as well, because I know that a lot of controller drivers, they eat their tyres on the controller. But mind you, there are some people drive on the wheel who eat their tyres as well.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll see. So okay.
Need to see when they restart the race.
So we'll see when the race is going to be started up. I think Robot is just sorting out the order of where people are.
Yeah, I guess he needs to remember it a little bit.
Yeah, he needs to get Hyder and Multi in, so we'll go for another. Hopefully we'll be going for another race start in a few minutes. So hopefully we should be heading for start any second. Yes, Ben. Hello.
We got some Brazilians in the chat. I think.
I've been told to watch. I've been told to watch Mick and Ben here. They're busy doing donuts. They're busy doing coordinated team donuts.
Yeah.
Rodden Pollux, now otherwise known as Krispy Kreme. Other donut makers are available.
I think we also call that maneuver in OFR doing amorphous. But I think that's more when it hurts other guys. They're just having fun before the race starts.
So we've now got the start being put together. Looks like a good order, and then you've got Hyder and Multi at the back, of course. So I'm gonna watch from Tracy's point of view and fourth as the lights are going, counting down, and we are off and racing. Heading down the first corner, Tim's had a good start. Thomas has slipped back. Doc Co-op's had a good start. He's up into the fourth as well, heading into the first turn. So at the front we have Ballboy, Tim, and then we've got Thomas, Doc Co-op, and we've got Bagpuss up there in fifth with Tracy. Grim's managed to have a decent start in seventh. Paitu trying to get past him and not able to. And then you've got Marco, Hyder, Multi, Robot. Ben's had a bit of a slow start somewhere, so I'm wondering if he's had enough. Max, I wonder if Max and Mick Mick's had an incident with Max and Ben, because Max was slow enough that let Mick back through. But there you go. So now up at the front, Ballboy is starting to pull away a little bit now from Tim, who's now got Thomas all over him. Let's see what happens now, heading down into Mick's happy place. Thomas is going round the outside, which is brave. Not quite able to do it. Now, can Thomas get him on the cutback on the left? Yes, he can. He's got second place. That's a good move there from Thomas against Tim. And Bagpuss as well moved up to fourth. Bagpuss has got ahead of Doc Co-op. And now Doc Co-op's going back alongside him, side by side. Doc Co-op just getting the place back. That's an excellent move from Co-op. A little bit of rubbing, but nothing too severe. And then Riccardo Patrese there in sixth. So we've had I'd say a reasonable first lap.
It's a really decent one. Not much has happened in terms of accidents, which is good to know. By the way, we're approaching 100 comments already.
And there is a lot of people in chat already. And this is a really good job from all the drivers getting round first lap. So Ballboy there is now he's starting to pull clear of Thomas, who in turn's pulling clear of Tim, who's now got his teammate Doc Co-op there in fourth. So this is starting to develop into a nice little train already very early on, as Bagpuss running a bit wide. He's managed to keep the place from Riccardo Patrese. And then you've got Grim in seventh, holding off Marco, who's up in eighth. We've got Hyder in ninth. Paitu is 10th. Multi 11th, with Dr. Robot just a little bit further back. Ben's in 13th. And then you've got Mick and Max at the back. It'll be interesting to see what people do, and I think the talk's now going to be round what people's going to be in terms of strategies. There's Thomas now in second. He's starting to gap Tim, but he's been, in turn, Ballboy is gapping him. Well, so that's a reasonable first lap. So he's only 2/10 away from what Ballboy's best time is so far. So that's a good sign to see that Ballboy he's pulling away, but he's not pulling away by as much as I thought he might do very early on. As meanwhile, the Doc Co-op train has started taking full effect, as Bagpuss and Tracy are there behind him. All aboard the Co-op train as Bagpuss is going down the inside. They've been very respectful there, and Co-op holds a place. Now, can Bagpuss find his way back past? This has proven to be a very good little scrap early on. See, Doc Co-op is now going defensive. Hello to Steve Margaret in the chat. Co-op was pushed by the looks of it from Riccardo Patrese. Looked like he braked very early. Bagpuss is up. Bagpuss is up in the fourth, but I do suspect Tracy did hit the back of Co-op, but Tracy backed off not to gain a position, which is very good heads-up driving. But Co-op now down to fifth, and Bagpuss up to fourth. Bagpuss having a very solid run first race of the season. Yes, Tusk indeed, from Castle. As now Bagpuss has already worked onto the back of Tim, for third place. Bagpuss has shown really good pace early on. And like I said, he missed out on all of last season through various other issues, but he's back now for a full season. It's good to see him back as well. Hopefully he'll have a good season as Hyder and Marco battling for 7th place. It looked like Hyder got the place, and he's made a tremendous start from the back of the grid. Hyder, he's up to 7th, going side by side with Marco, as Co-op is now down to 6th, as Riccardo Patrese works his way past. Riccardo Patrese up into 5th position. Doc Co-op there not doing he's going backwards. He needs to possibly look to do something different in terms of strategy. As meanwhile, Bagpuss is having a look down the inside of Tim. It's a difficult... You can pull a move off there, but you've got to really be alongside to pull it off. There's a lot of good liveries, Jay. And I know you had a good first race in D3 as well, from what I watched here, so well done to you for that first race. There's battling all over the track. It's already very early on. Co-op is defending hard now from Hyder. Let's see if Hyder can make the move stick. Heading into the final corner. Hyder's just a little bit too far back, but he's got a better exit. Co-op didn't try to defend there at all, and now Hyder's coming down the inside. Nope, he's just a bit too far back to make the move stick. As Marco's now alongside Grim as well for 8th place. Bagpuss, I've noticed as well, is up to 3rd. He's now made his move stick on Tim. This is all very close race and very early on.
Yes.
Robot now battle with multi. Sorry, go ahead.
No, nothing. It is very close now. We will see some gaps form after each driver chooses their strategy. But for the moment, a lot of people are battling for. Mick goes a little bit on the grass. Yes.
Mick will not thank me for catching that moment.
Huh.
Just want to bring your attention to the front battle. Ballboy isn't pulling away from Thomas. The gap is staying at around a second. So looking at the lap times, Thomas is doing a slightly better job in terms of holding the gap. So that's a good effort from him. So that battle we could see heat up later on. As now Tim has Riccardo Patrese all over him for 4th place.
And we all know that Slipstream is really strong in Gran Turismo and is really important. So if Thomas can keep that gap close enough for him to gain speed on straights off of the Slipstream, I don't know how to speak England.
Keep speak England. That's a Smalley saying, speak perfect England. Or in Smalley's case, he spoke in perfect England ever since he was a children.
Well, that way Thomas can keep the slipstream and stay on that gap and even reduce it a little bit more, which is going to be really beneficial for him during the race. They're going to pull out of the rest of the pack.
What Thomas is probably best served doing is trying to save a bit of fuel and try and jump in the pit lane.
Yeah,
that's what Thomas is probably best served doing at this stage. I'm just going through the top few. Just see tyre wear, and it looks all pretty even. Although Ballboy I've noticed there, he's used a lot more tyre at the front than what Thomas has.
They might have different brake balance on their car.
They might do. Now Ballboy is having to go into defence mode here, as Thomas is now having a look down the inside. No, can't quite do it. and Ball Boy holds on to the lead. If you're gonna do I'm interested to see whether anyone stops around about now. They'll pull the trigger on any pit stops. We'll soon see as now Thomas is heading through the final few corners, heading into the final corner where the pit lane entry is. So let's see what people do. No, they carry on. They're carrying on.
I think 6 laps is not enough to think about the pit stop at the moment.
I think it depends where you are. It depends where you are on track.
Yeah, I think these two are not going to pit until like 2 laps time or something like that, when their times start to fall off a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It'll be when people decide to. So we'll soon see what happens. As meanwhile, Paitu runs wide out at turn 4, and Grim is now having a look to see if he can make the move stick. Heading down the inside, Paitu's run wide, and Grim takes a place. This Hyder's gone off. Oh, that might have alternatively delayed Grim there. There's now Paitu holds on ahead of Grim. That might have just been very, very unfortunate timing there for Grim. I think Hyder was just recovering onto track as Grim was making the move. That's a little bit unlucky. Meanwhile, he's down to 5th. Tim had a good start, but he's gone backwards. And now Riccardo Patrese in 4th has pulled time back to Bagpuss in 3rd. So let's see what happens here between these two. As Thomas is still holding the gap pretty steady to Ball Boy. That's staying around about a half a second or so gap. Is heading through the final corner. Thomas is in. He's pulled the gun. He's pulled the gun on the pit stops, as is Bagpuss and Riccardo Patrese.
So Thomas is going to try the undercut on Boy, praying for a tire wear to damage him on his lap time.
Yes, indeed. However, where Thomas has come out, he's come out behind Tim, and he's come out behind Ball Boy's teammate. So Tim will be trying his best to hold him up, but he's sliding all the way out of that corner, and it's allowed Thomas the run past him. Tim will be best served just tucking in, because he'll not have the grip of the tyre to get past. And now Thomas will pull away. He should be able to pass Ball Boy now when Ball Boy makes his stop. Co-ops decide to stay out as well, and then you've got Bagpuss there in 5th. Now you've got Tracy, Hyder, Multi there in 8th, who's holding off his teammate Paitu. Marco's up there. He's still yet to pit. Grim has already stopped himself. And then you've got Robot, a little bit more of a gap back to Max, and then you've got Mick and Ben at the back. But Ball Boy, as he's heading through the final few corners, we'll see if he pits this time. I'm expecting him to pit this time. See now if he keeps sharp left heading into the final corner. He's sliding all over the place. His tyres are absolutely finished. As Ball Boy now pits.
Only 5 seconds of advantage over Thomas.
Thomas has jumped him. Thomas is already at the end of the pit lane. And Bagpuss has got a great chance as well of making inroads to Ballboy, as Ballboy is now pulled out of the pit lane, and Ballboy is second. Ballboy has, look at that gap. Ballboy was, what, about half a second or so in front of Thomas when he came in. The undercut is very, very powerful. And he's now 6 seconds behind Thomas already. And that was just on one lap out the pit lane. So that's a good job there for Thomas to get track position. And Bagpuss there in third, he's managed to pull away now from Tracy, who's now got Tim not that far away, not that far behind him. So that's just proven there for the D1 guys that the undercut here is very, very powerful.
There's kind of a battle. Yeah, there's going to be kind of a battle for fourth place now with Tracy and Tim just behind them, I think.
Yes, there's about 4/10 of a second gap. But I think at the minute Tim is just a little bit too far back to try any moves or anything. There's a little bit of space there for Tracy to work with for now. I'm interested to watch this gap from between Thomas and Ballboy. That's come down. So I'm wondering if Thomas has made a mistake here somewhere. Yeah, 58.8. That gap's come down by nearly 3 seconds, so this is going to be something to keep an eye on as the race goes on. As Tracy has passed Tim, Tracy is there. No, he hasn't passed Tim, has he? Tim's a little bit further back. He's dropped back now. He's starting to drop back. It's about a second. And then Co-op is in a little bit of no man's land. And then you've got Hyder a little bit further back, and he's got behind him Pike 2, Multi, and Grim. There's a little bit of a train here for 9th place. Let's just watch this battle for a little bit and see how Multi does in his first Division 2 race. He's come up from the Division 3 ranks as well last season. As Multi holds off Grim. And Grim's trying to move around the outside. This is a very, very brave move. Can he get his nose alongside enough to get the move stick? Yes, he can. Brilliant move there from Grim. And now Robot's looking to get past Multi as well. Whoa, a little bit of contact there as Multi gets past. As passed there by Robot for 10th place. Little bit naughty there from Robot. As he is. Yep, he's allowed Multi back pass. That's a good move there from Robot. That's a good move there from Robot. Well done.
And he also gets his penalty off a little bit.
It's a little bit of a two-way street. Marco there in 12th. There's a big gap back now to Mick, who's now battling with Max again. They're being best mates. They're busy seeing if they can read each other's braille print on the liveries. Max is just a little bit too far back to make any move stick. Ben's about 5 seconds back there in 15th. Thomas has set the fastest lap of the race. He's set 56. He had set a 56.1. That just changed as I was talking to you. As I've noticed, Hyder's just done a 55.8. That'll be annoying for Hyder, sitting there in 7th. He's just set the fastest lap of the race and he's stuck in 7th place.
Well, yeah, and Thomas is, I think, pulling a little bit away from Ballboy, even though he lost a lot of time with that error that we unfortunately couldn't see. He has managed to get back some time on him. Yeah,
that's a good job there from Thomas. He's just managed to settle the ship back down a little bit and focus back in front. So that's a good effort. Bagpuss is starting to pull away from Riccardo Patrese there in 4th as well. So that's a good job there from Bagpuss. And then Tim in 5th as well. losing time to Tracy, but he's got caught behind him. There in 6th. Right, they're starting to gap. They're starting to be. This gap starting to develop through the field. As now Hyda's in 7th and Paitu's in 8th. Next battle to watch is now Grim and Dr. Robot. Robot looking down the inside, and he hasn't quite made the move stick. And now Multi's staying on the back of these two. So this is very much the battle to watch at the minute between Grim, Robot, and Multi. Grim running wide. Could have very easily hit the wall, but managed to hold on to it very nicely. Although he's made a mistake there, and it's allowed Robot past. It's allowed Robot up into 9th place. So now
this is a good battle because these 3 guys are trying to get the last, I think, if Gran Turismo's point given is the same. They're battling for the last points finish in this race.
They're battling for the lower point scores of the last placings. Grim and Robot in 9th and 10th, and they're racing very, very cleanly. And to be fair, Grim, who I know very well, he's a very, very good racer, very solid and dependable racer, doing a lot of sliding out the corner. He's very, very good at driving the slide. He's doing a very, very good job, and it'd be good to see him claim some points as well for Rod and Pollux.
We can now see in the chat that a lot of people are here to watch Thomas win. I know that Thomas fans.
Yeah, absolutely, and I know that come the D1 race, I know that Harley will have a few fans as well when he races. He always does. As now Thomas has managed to he has settled the ship down, and he is pulling away now from Ball Boy, who is now 4.5 seconds back, and the lap times are about similar for the last lap. I'm just going to see what Thomas's lap time is there. 56.8. Ball Boy's is a 57.5. So now Ball Boy is starting to drop back from Thomas, and then you've got Bagpuss there in 30s. He's holding a steady gap to Ball Boy, and he's holding a steady gap as well to Riccardo Patrese in 4th, who's in turn holding a steady gap to Tim.
And also we got to take into account the amount of penalties that the drivers have, because they get doubled at the end of the race if they don't serve it inside of it. So right now, having a 1 second penalty for Ball Boy would give him 2 extra seconds. So at the moment, if Bag can cut the gap to 1.2, he would get that 2nd place, I think.
Yeah. Great overtake from Harley. Oh right, that's a next race. Yeah, absolutely, Castle. is caught there in 6th. Is I think Hyda's starting to close in on him, so that could be something to keep an eye on, and I will keep an eye on that as that develops. As now Robot and Grim have not been separated. These two are absolutely close on track.
They're really good bros. They're just holding hands for the entire race.
Well, I'm interested to see whether they can read their cars in Braille. So let's see.
I don't want them to read the walls in Braille. Because
I'm not talking about the walls. I'm talking about each other's cars in Braille. As Grim has made the move round the outside into Mick's happy place, and Robot holds on. Now can Grim get him on the cutback round this next corner? They're absolutely side by side.
Ooh, this is dangerous because this is a really fast corner.
Grim's got past. Has he? No, it's still side by side. And they're still side by side. Grim finally gets a place from Robot. That's Grim now up into 9th, and that was superb driving by both of them side by side.
Yeah, it was great driving there, great battling, really clean. Robot had to get on some lawn mowing duties, but yeah, that was great battle, bro.
As he's let Robots let Marco pass, so now Marco can have a go at passing the immovable object that is Grimothy Dalton, the King of Essex. So let's see if he can hold off Marco as Marco makes a move and makes a very good move and just goes a little bit too deep, and Grim gets straight back past him. So now let's see what happens. Here it is. It's Gwen's boys v Ron Pollock's. Grim ran a little bit wide, has compromised his exit out of the wibbly wobblies. He's now got Marco alongside, and Marco has worked his way past. This is an absolutely tremendous scrap between these three drivers. And now Marco's past Grim, and now Grim and Robot get to reacquaint their battle. These two will know each other that very, very personally come the end of the race. So let's see if Grim can hold off Dr. Robot heading through the final few corners. I know that you might want to see other drivers, but right now this to me is the battle to watch.
You may want to see other drivers, but we don't care.
I may want to see other drivers. I like to go through each driver as Robot pulls off into the pit lane trying to do the undercut, and I know Haida's just come in as well. So there's a couple of drivers already making their second stops as Grim. Whoa! That was full on send mode from Grim. He sent it, and instead of ending up in Essex, ended up in Rotherham.
Oh,
Grimothy. Grimothy.
He went there to read the wall.
Oh, he's definitely read the wall. There's a lot of... it's been very, very good racing so far. So now I will go through the field and see where the gaps are at. Thomas in the lead has now pulled his gap out to around 6 or so seconds back to Ballboy, who's pulled out ahead of Tim. Tim is ahead of Bagpuss, but Bagpuss has been in the pit lane, so that's nothing to worry about for Bag. Tim in third, running wide, but I suspect he'll be in this time by because he's got that red light that nobody likes to see. As Thomas is in the pit lane, as is Ballboy. And I'm expecting the rest of the field to be in this time by. Tim is also in the pit lane. Bagpuss is just working his way around Doc Co-op, who's off in. As meanwhile now Thomas has managed to get out the pit lane ahead of Ballboy, and Bagpuss there, he's in third, and he's managed to hold on to third as well. It's a good job. Tracy's stayed ahead of Tim. Haida has worked his way up to sixth, and he's worked his way up ahead of Doc Co-op. And Multi
but now he's in the no man's land that Doc Co-op was.
He's in the middle of nowhere is where he is exactly. Is now Multi's up into 8th place on strategy, I think, at the minute. Paitu's 9th and Marco's 10th. But meanwhile, Robot has behind him Grim again. So let's watch this battle again with great interest, because this is the closest battle on track and this is what people want to watch, is close racing between fellow drivers. As Robot runs wide, and Grim is now looking down the inside as they're going side by side. Robot holds off Grim. Robot last season, from what I watched of him, did a lot of defending. He was a very good defender as well. I wonder if he fancies signing for Newcastle, does Robot, if he defends that well. Straight away he's going to the inside looking to defend from Grim. And Robot is holding off Grim, and he's done a good job of it. Runs slightly off into the gravel. Now Grim's having a look back down the inside. This is epic driving.
This is a really good battle. If we have more of this.
Grim's passed. Grim's now past Robot. Yes, he is. And now that's 11th place for Grimothy Dalton. These two have served up some great entertainment. It may only be at the minute for 11th place. But
now we need to check if Grim doesn't need the wall again or Robot doesn't need it either.
As Multi is pitting for the last time in this race, as Robot is almost going a little bit too deep there into turn 1.
Ooh, I think he hit the brakes a little bit later than he should have.
He held on to it though.
Yeah, he held on to it.
As now Grim is starting to finally separate himself from Robot. And bravo to these two, because they've produced the battle of the race, the pair of them. So hats off to you, gentlemen. As now Multi, he's about 3 seconds back from Robot, so that could be again something to keep an eye on before the race is out. Max is he's 20 odd seconds away from Multi, and then you've got Mick and Ben at the back. Thomas, there we go, he's out front. He's only out front by about 3 odd seconds. So again, this battle may not be finished.
People are asking us to show Thomas. Well, we might show Thomas, but we have really good battles everywhere else, and we need to check on the good battles. Thomas is still in front.
Yeah, Thomas is in front, but he's only about 3 seconds in front.
He's not that. He's not as in front as he was before. I think it's because tires are starting to.
Tires
become a problem, maybe they don't seem to be a problem.
Actually, his tires aren't as bad as what Ball Boys is, and as we're speaking, the gap has now actually extended out. It was just over 3 seconds, but now it's just heading up to around 4 seconds. So maybe what he's doing is quite clever, is actually looking after the tyres at the first part of the stint, so his tyres can be better towards the end of the stint, because Ball Boys is slightly worse for tyre wear, and he's got a penalty to try and drop, so Ball Boy's got to get that sorted before the end of the race. Bagpuss is starting to come under a little bit of pressure here from Riccardo Patrese for the final podium place. And he's got to shift the penalty as well, so now this is now going to end up being the battle for the podium between Bagpuss and Riccardo Patrese.
If this stays like this, it is going to be right now Tracy jumping him into 3rd place. Bag needs to get 1.2 seconds.
Bagpuss ran wide out the final corner. Unfortunately, Riccardo Patrese was a little bit too far back to try and make any move stick. And now Bagpuss has run wide into turn 1. Oh, Oh no! It's now nose to tail for the final podium place. So now this is the battle to keep an eye on. As now Tracy's looking round the outside and doesn't get past.
Well, those two outings from Backpush going out to lawn mowing duties, they've served him decently because he's maintained his position and lowered the penalty by 2/10. If he can lower it down little by little in some turns and stay out of trouble with Tracy, he might be able to get it off. But Tracy is too close to him, and now Tim is getting close to them because of that battling, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim is... He just wants to hang on to their coattails and pick up any spoils if they mess up. As now Tracy is looking down the inside into Mick's happy place. Back post because he was trying to shift the penalty, ghosted through. And now it's absolutely neck and neck into the twisty turnies.
Well, you know, Backpush only has 2/10 that are going to turn into 4 at the end of the race. He's chipping it down, ghosting through people, which is in terms of what racing is, but we will see. Tim also has a penalty.
And he's rapidly closing up with these two battling.
Yep. Ooh. The thing is that I see things like 5 seconds later than you.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, also Hyder in 6th, he's not a million miles away neither. It is oh so close.
Oh yeah, I just saw him. He's just appearing in the rear mirrors. They just see him appearing. So now he's really nervous. He needs to chip this penalty off or get away on more than 4/10, which I think it would be the easier way now. Chipping that penalty down with Tracy literally smelling him from behind, I think it wouldn't be a good idea.
He's all over Backpush like a cheap suit. Here is Riccardo Patrese, and Backpush is defending really, really well. It's been a very, very rock solid defence so far, but can he hold off for 3 more laps? Let's see.
Yes, I think 3 laps.
Oh, Tracy ran wide. Tracy ran wide out the twisty turnies and just about held the car. That was a superb save from Riccardo Patrese.
Yeah, I just saw it, but that might have allowed Backpush to gain a little bit on him. I think it didn't allow him much.
It's barely allowed him anything. Backpush runs wide, taps the wall, and now Tracy is looking down the inside as these two go side by side into the double right. As now Tracy's up into 3rd.
Oh, I think Tracy's going to stay in that position now.
As now Backpush returns a compliment. It is now, this is a hard fight for 3rd.
Yep. Now Backpush is getting his penalty down.
Backpush up and around the outside, and he had nowhere else to go. And now he finds himself behind Tim. Tim's up to 4th.
Oh.
Wow. Tim's up to 4th. Backpush put up a heroic defence. But unfortunately, Tim's now managed to get himself in the mix, and Hyder is now... He's only a second or so further back. Just to go through the rest of the positions, we've got Co-op, who's in absolutely no man's land. Marco, who's in the same situation. And then you've got Grim, Pi2, who just doing a little bit of rallycross. Multi and Robot, meanwhile, are battling for 11th place. Wow, these lower midfield guys have been having a hell of a race. They've provided some great entertainment for us all. At the back, you've still got Max, Mick, who Yep, doing a little bit more rallycross. And then you've got Ben. Thomas, for all the Thomas's followers, he's just about to start his final lap. He's 5 seconds clear now of Ballboy in second, who's broken away from this battling pack of Tracy, Tim, and then now we've got Bagpuss being passed by Hyder. Oh no, Hyder's now into 5th. Bagpuss has went from 3rd to 6th in the space of a lap.
Yeah, but at the moment I think he jumps him in penalties. He jumps Hyder in penalties.
Oh yeah, Hyder's got 2 seconds worth of penalties still to serve.
Yeah, they're going to turn into 4 seconds. Which are really hard to get rid of.
Yeah, and Tim isn't a million miles away here from Riccardo Patrese.
Yeah, but he also has a penalty, so oof, that's going to be hard.
Yeah, it is. As Ben is letting the field go. Good driving there from Ben. Well done. And now Tracy is holding on for dear life from Tim. Can he hold on for just for less than half a lap? As we'll switch to Thomas, who has driven well in this race to not only pass Ballboy early on in the pits, but pull away as well. Thomas has really driven well today, and he's done an excellent job in this race.
It's been an amazing effort from him, yeah.
This will be his first OFR win, I believe, or I might be corrected on that one, but he's done an excellent job in this race. This Thomas, as he's heading through the final few right-handers, and he's done an absolutely brilliant job in this race. Got past Ballboy first pit stop, and he's not looked back since. This is an excellent job from Thomas, who comes round the final corner as he takes a win. Brilliant job there from Thomas. Ballboy in second will be disappointed after he's oh, what's he doing? What's he doing? Is Tracy? Wow, that was careless there from Ballboy. That could have cost him a position.
Oh, what? I just saw it. Oh my.
I know that he was trying to shave off a penalty, but that was careless. That was careless. Tracy only just got third by about 3/10 there from Tim, Bagpuss, and then Hyder in 6th. Corpse finished 7th, as Marco now comes round the line to finish 8th. Grimothy Dalton there, yep, as he slides across the line in 9th. Paitu finishes 10th. Multi is 11th, and then you've got Robot in 12th place. Max is coming around the final few corners. And he'll finish 13th. He'll be a bit disappointing. I know he started up a little bit higher up the field. But it's a finish nonetheless for Max. And here comes Mick through the final corner, one of the last guys to finish. And now it's just simply Ben who is he's using the tyres. He's just the bad tarmac's eating the tyres. It's naughty tarmac. It's either that or he just doesn't have a clue where he's at.
Maybe he's a bit lost, but
yeah,
well, he's just doing donuts.
He's just doing a load of donuts.
Yep, he's doing some donuts to finish off the race.
Whilst he does that, well done to Thomas and Ballboy. Although Ballboy's stupid, foolish tomfoolery across the line very nearly cost him a result. He needs to make sure that doesn't happen ever again.
Yeah, he needs to make sure that he does that when he has a lot of time left or nothing to lose, because he almost lost the podium there.
He very, very nearly cost himself a bag load of points. That would have been unforgivable in my opinion. Tracy's there in third, and Tim of course in fourth, as now everyone has crossed the line. Well, I don't know about you, Danny, but that was a very good race.
It was a really good one. We had some nice battles, mostly between the lower midfield guys, but yeah, it was really, really cool.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is where we'll end the stream here. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Danny for being in the commentary with me. Division 1 is in about an hour's time, so hope to see you then.